The Virgin Mary in the Kingdom of the Divine Will, by the servant of God, Luisa Picaretta, little daughter of the Divine Will. For private use only. Meditations for the month of May, for the House of the Divine Will. May 6, 1930. Luisa Picaretta. Fiat. JMJ. Maternal Appeal of the Queen of Heaven. Dearest daughter, I feel the irresistible need to descend from heaven to make you my maternal visits. If you assure me of your filial love and faithfulness, I will remain always with you in your soul, to be your teacher, model, example, and most tender mother. I come to invite you to enter into the kingdom of your Mama, that is, the kingdom of the Divine Will. And I knock at the door of your heart, that you may open it to me. You know, with my own hands I bring you this book as gift. I offer it to you with maternal care, so that in your turn, in reading it, you may learn to live of heaven and no longer of earth. This book is of gold, my child. It will form your spiritual fortune, your happiness, also terrestrial. In it you will find the font of all goods. If you are weak, you will acquire strength. If you are tempted, you will achieve victory. If you have fallen into sin, you will find the pitying and powerful hand that will lift you up again. If you feel afflicted, you will find comfort. If cold, the sure means to get warm. If hungry, you will enjoy the delicious food of the Divine Will. With it you will lack nothing. You will no longer be alone, because your Mama will keep you sweet company, and with her every maternal care, she will take on the commitment of making you happy. I, the Celestial Empress, will take care of all your needs, provided that you consent to live united with me. If you knew my yearnings, my ardent sighs, and also the tears I shed for my children, if you knew how I burn with the desire that you listen to my lessons, all of heaven, and learn to live of divine will. In this book, you will see wonders. You will find a Mama who loves you so much as to sacrifice her own beloved son for you, in order to allow you to live of that same life of which she lived upon earth. Oh, please, do not give me this sorrow. Do not reject me. Accept this gift of heaven that I am bringing you. Welcome my visit, my lessons. Know that I will go throughout the whole world. I will go to each individual, to all families, to religious communities, to every nation, to all peoples. And if needed, I will go around for entire centuries, until as Queen, I have formed my people, and as Mother, my children, who would know the divine will and let it reign everywhere. Here is the purpose of this book explained to you. Those who will welcome it, with love, will be the first fortunate children who will belong to the kingdom of the divine fiat. And I, with gold characters, will write their names in my maternal heart. See, my child, that same infinite love of God, which in redemption wanted to use me in order to make the eternal Word descend upon earth, is now calling me into the field once again, entrusting to me the difficult task, the sublime mandate of forming on earth the children of the kingdom of His divine will. Therefore, with maternal care I set to work, and I prepare for you the way which will lead you to this happy kingdom. For this purpose, I will give you sublime and celestial lessons, and finally, I will teach you special and new prayers, through which you will commit the heavens, the sun, the creation, my very life and that of my Son, and all the acts of the saints, so that in your name they may impetrate the adorable kingdom of the divine will. These prayers are the most powerful, because they bind the very divine operating. By means of them, God will feel disarmed and conquered by the creature. Confident of this help, you will hasten the coming of His most happy kingdom, and with me, you will obtain that the divine will be done on earth as it is in heaven, according to the desire of the divine Master. Courage, my daughter. Make me content, and I will bless you. Prayer to the Celestial Queen for each day of the month of May. Immaculate Queen, my Celestial Mother, I come onto your maternal knees to abandon myself in your arms as your dear daughter, in order to ask of you, with the most ardent sighs, in this month consecrated to you, the greatest of graces, that you admit me to live in the kingdom of the divine will. Holy Mamma, you who are the queen of this kingdom, admit me to live in it as your daughter, that it may no longer be deserted, but populated by your children. Therefore, Sovereign Queen, I entrust myself to you, that you may lead my steps in the kingdom of the divine will. And as I cling to your maternal hand, you will lead all my being to live perennial life in the divine will. You will be my Mamma, and to you, as my Mamma, I deliver my will, that you may exchange it with the divine will, and so I may be sure I will not go out of its kingdom. Therefore I pray you to illumine me, in order to make me comprehend what will of God means. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now, and at the hour of our death. Amen. Little Sacrifice of the Month. Each morning, midday, and night, 3 times a day, let us go onto the knees of our Celestial Mamma and say to her, My Mamma, I love you. And you, love me and give a sip of divine will to my soul. Give me your blessing, that I may do all of my actions under your maternal gaze. Day 1. The Queen of Heaven in the Kingdom of the Divine Will. The first step of the Divine Will in the Immaculate Conception of the Celestial Mamma. The Soul to her Immaculate Queen. Here I am, O most sweet Mamma, prostrate before you. Today is the first day of the month of May, consecrated to you, in which all your children want to offer you their little flowers to prove to you their love, and to bind your love to love them. And I see you as though descending from the celestial fatherland, attended by angelic cohorts, to receive the beautiful roses, the humble violets, the chaste lilies of your children, and requite them with your smiles of love, with your graces and blessings. And pressing the gifts of your children to your maternal womb, you bring them with you to heaven, to keep them as pledges and crowns for the moment of their death. Celestial Mama, in the midst of many, I who am the littlest, the neediest of your children, want to come up onto your maternal lap, to bring you not flowers and roses, but a son each day. But the mama must help her daughter, giving me your lessons of heaven, to teach me how to form these divine sons, that I may give you the most beautiful homage and the most pure love. Dear Mama, you have understood what your daughter wants. I want to be taught by you how to live of divine will. And I, transforming my acts and all of myself into divine will, according to your teachings, each day will bring you onto your maternal lap all my acts changed into sons. Lesson of the Queen of Heaven. Blessed daughter, your prayer wounded my maternal heart, and as it draws me from heaven, I am already close to my daughter, to give her my lessons, all of heaven. Look at me, dear daughter. Thousands of angels surround me, and reverent are all in waiting, to hear me speak of that divine fiat whose font I possess more than anyone. And I know its admirable secrets, its infinite joys, its indescribable happiness, and its incalculable value. And to hear my daughter calling me, because she wants my lessons on the divine will, is the greatest feast for me, the purest joy. And if you listen to my lessons, I will call myself fortunate to be your Mama. Oh, how I yearn to have a daughter who wants to live only of divine will. Tell me, O daughter, will you make me content? Will you give me your heart, your will, all of yourself, into my maternal hands, that I may prepare you, dispose you, fortify you, empty you of everything, so as to be able to fill you completely with the light of the divine will, and form in you its divine life? Place your head upon the heart of your celestial Mama, and be attentive in listening to me, so that my sublime lessons may make you decide never to do your will, but always that of God. My daughter, listen to me. It is my maternal heart that loves you very much, and wants to pour itself upon you. Know that I have you here, inscribed in my heart, and that I love you as my true daughter. But I feel a sorrow, because I do not see you as similar to your Mama. Do you know what renders us dissimilar? It is your will that takes away from you the freshness of grace, the beauty that enamors your Creator, the strength that conquers and bears everything, the love that consumes everything. In some, it is not that will, which animates your celestial Mama. You must know that I knew my human will only to keep it sacrificed in homage to my Creator. My life was all of divine will. From the first instant of my conception, I was molded, warmed, and placed into its light, which purified my human seed with its power, in such a way that I was conceived without original sin. Therefore, if my conception was spotless and so glorious as to form the honor of the divine family, it was only because the omnipotent fiat poured itself upon my seed, and I was conceived pure and holy. So if the divine will had not poured itself upon my seed, more than a tender mother, in order to prevent the effects of original sin, I would have encountered the sad destiny of the other creatures, of being conceived with original sin. Therefore, the primary cause was entirely the divine will. To it be honor, glory, thanksgiving, for my having been conceived without original sin. Now, daughter of my heart, listen to your Mama. Banish your human will. Content yourself with dying, rather than concede to it one act of life. Your celestial Mama would have been content with dying thousands and thousands of times, rather than do one single act of my will. Don't you then want to imitate me? If you keep it sacrificed in honor of your Creator, the divine will take the first step in your soul, and you will feel molded with a celestial aura, purified and warmed in such a way as to feel the seeds of your passions being annihilated. And you will feel placed in the first steps of the kingdom of the divine will. Therefore be attentive. If you are faithful in listening to me, I will guide you. I will lead you by the hand along the interminable ways of the divine fiat. I will keep you sheltered under my blue mantle, and you will be my honor, my glory, my victory and yours. The Soul. Immaculate Virgin, take me on your maternal knees, and be my Mama. With your holy hands, take possession of my will. Purify it, mold it, warm it by the touch of your maternal fingers. Teach me to live only of divine will. Little sacrifice. Today, to honor me, from the morning, and in all your actions, you will place your will into my hands, saying to me, my Mama, you yourself offer the sacrifice of my will to my Creator. Ejaculatory prayer. My Mama, enclose the divine will in my soul, that it may take its first place, and form in it its throne and its dwelling. You have reached the end of the first day in the Virgin Mary in the Kingdom of the Divine Will.